Yes guys, I'm back with another one, and today what I'm going to be looking at is CVD, cumulative volume delta. So we can have a little look where we want to be taking longs, shorts. This sort of stuff only really works like smaller time frames. It can be used on the larger time frames, but it's mainly used for scalping, getting a few in and out trades. And I'm also going to look at BTC, a few altcoins, USDT dominance, BTC dominance, and total 3. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So I'm on a trading platform called Atos, and this shows you real-time data. If you're on like Trading View or something like that, you tend not to be able to get the real-time tick data or chart data, whatever you want to call it. So this is why I like to use this platform. So yeah, let's have a little look at BTC yesterday and see where we could have taken this short on BTC. I didn't really trade much yesterday, but there was opportunities to trade with BTC at the minute. So if we're looking at BTC right now, so before I get into it, let me just explain what CVD is. So CVD is cumulative volume delta. So it's combined the amount of volume between longs and shorts at a specific time. So with CVD, if it's increasing over time, longs are opening. Okay? If it's decreasing, shorts are opening. So that's just the basic information of CVD. Open interest, if it's increasing over time, more people are opening new positions, and if it's dropping over time, people are closing positions. Either they're taking profits, or they're getting stopped out, or they're getting liquidated. So that's the difference between them both. So with the open interest decreasing, like I say, people are closing the positions or getting stopped out, which then in turn, so if you had a long here and you put your stop loss there and you got stopped out here, what that does is when you've opened a long and you get stopped out, it's technically a sell order. Same with the short. If you're selling and you get stopped out, it turns into a market buy, and that's what makes price move the way it moves. Okay, so it is a bit technical, but once you get it and you understand it. So then we'll come into like the diversions that occur with CVD. So like here on this chart here, so if we get, does it give me it? Yeah. So we've got this line here. So this open interest is slowly declining as price is going up. Okay? Cumulative volume delta is going up slowly as open interest is going down. So what's happening here is open interest is going down, which means less people up here are wanting to long. But with CVD going up, there's still a few people in the market that are trying to long here. So that causes a divergence between the CVD and the open interest. So then what will occur is something like a spike, stopping all these out here, for then it to eventually start to move away like it did yesterday. This sort of move here. But then we also get another sort of like, not a divergence, but as you can see here, open interest were declining. So people were stopping the longs if they were longing up at the top there. And then as the market started to drop, open interest started to increase, which then in turn, people here had started to open new short positions in these zones here. And that's why we're seeing the drop. But then CVD, the volume delta, had started to decline as this was going up. So then we also got another divergence which occurred. So we've got this dropping like this, but we've got open interest increasing. And then we get to a certain point here where people have probably took the profits. And then similar situation again. Open interest has started to drop off, which means all these people that were shorting are now closing their positions. And CVD had started increasing. So people have started to open the longs. And it does get a bit technical, but that's just how it works at the minute. So where we are at the minute, we've really not got much divergence going on. All I can see is we are declining in open interest, which means positions are closing or people are getting stopped out. And the CVD is increasing, so longs are starting to open up here. This could be another divergence in BTC. And what you want to do with these sort of trades, you want to be looking at levels of interest. So if I now go into where we are at the minute, we're in the chop shop. That's what I'm looking at here. We are in the chop shop. And we've also got, you know, the EMAs have started to, or the moving averages, whatever you want to use, they're starting to decline at the same time at the minute. So, you know, it's not really a good time to be opening trades at the minute, in my personal opinion. So what I'm also going to do here is I'm going to show you a little drawing of CVD and, you know, price compared to CVD. So there's three different states with CVD diversions. So you've got obviously CVD in line with a nice smooth trend as price is doing this. CVD's doing this. That's a nice smooth trend. And then we've got the second state, which is CVD is not in line with a price, indicating a lack of participation. So if we have a little look, say we've got price here doing this, making lower lows, but then we've got CVD doing this. Making lower lows. So that's price. That's CVD. That there is a divergence. So that's telling you something's not lining up right here. So that's where you want to be looking at the price and the CVD at the same time, looking at your open interest and seeing, is there a divergence occurring with BTC and CVD and open interest at the same time. So, you know, once you get used to it, you will find it a lot easier to use. And then there's also another example of price doing this. So we're creating higher highs on the price. But on CVD is doing this, making lower lows. So, you know, that's what you've got to look out for. So my apologies, not higher highs on this one. It was higher lows on this one and lower lows on the divergence here. And then on this one, you've got CVD doing lower lows and price doing higher highs. And then that'll give you your direction of where price could potentially be going. So let's just move that a minute. So we've got another state of CVD divergence. We've got CVDs out of line with a price indicating absorption, and you'll see that a lot. You can probably see that in BTC at the minute. Let's just go back up into here. If you're looking at BTC here, you can see we've got a lot of price absorption occurring in this zone here. This is why price is not able to go through. And to me, that's Sailor. Sailor's absorbing all this. But then just up above here, at this zone here, we've got somebody else absorbing longs, which is causing a really nasty range. You know, you're dropping 5%, and then you're coming back up 5-6%, and that's all it's doing, which is literally causing it to be a chop shop. And all it's doing is just wrecking people all through here. That's all it's doing. So, you know, I know a lot of people will be like, oh, I'm going long here. And I understand it, because it is a very important level. But where are you cashing out? Here? Or are you going to let it come up like this and then come back down? Because that's all that's going on. There is no clear trend. Whereas if we're looking at this zone here, we'd started a clear trend. And we were doing the same here in this zone. We had price getting absorbed here in this zone here. We had price getting absorbed in this zone here. And what that does eventually is it causes that effect. But that effect could easily be that effect. I'm not just saying it's going to do that effect. And you've got a lot of sausages on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. They're like, oh, BTC is going to do it. They're no fuck all. They're not absolutely nothing. And at the minute, where we are, we're at a point of control. This is why we're doing what we're doing. In here, we're at a point of control. And then you've got something similar around here, where we're chopping in and out. It came down, point of control. Point of control. Point of control. And this is why you see price start to just move sideways in these points of control. And then you have gaps like this in here, which we couldn't see because there were no volume profile there. It had not developed. And that's why it moved off like this. Let's see if we can go back to where we were previously. And you can see here we had a point of control. Price, when it got to there, started to struggle at the point of control, and I like to mark out levels where these gaps are. You mark out levels where them gaps are, and I'll guarantee you they'll line up with price. And then what happened? We come up, we took a shit, we came back to a previous point of control around here. That there was a point of control. And then after we did that, we significantly moved again. But you see, when we get to these point of controls, we generally lag. Look here again. Another point of control there. Point of control. Point of control. And that's what happens. As of now, where we are, nobody can predict what BTC is going to do. Because we've got a point of control here, we've got a point of control there, we've got a point of control there. And all you've got to do is, on these points of controls, mark the point of controls out. Point of control. Point of control. Got another one down here. Point of control. Point of control. Point of control. Point of control. All these big spikes that come out, that's a point of control. So yeah, BTC could come back up to around 1 or 1k. That's a point of control. And then you can get your fixed range, where we've had this dump here, and just take it to that low. And see where we're at the minute. We're at a point of control. It's not difficult to see. We're literally at a point of control. And this is why we're doing this. There's no clear direction in BTC at the minute. Zero clear direction. All we are is at a point of control. And this is why price is moving the way it is. So alright, let's get back to the divergence, because I diverted. So back to number 3. So CVD is out of line with a price indicating absorption. Yeah, just like I showed you there. What's going on at the minute? Absorption. That's what's going on. So if we go back into here and have a little look where we are at the minute. Let's go on the bigger time frame. Let's go to the daily. So you see this zone I've had marked out here. I've had this zone marked out here for ages. See how we tagged it? Around 89k. And then we took off to 110. At the minute, like I say, we're just in chop shop. We're not really doing much. So let's have a little look at CVD. And let's have a little look at open interest. So open interest at the minute is declining. Okay, we are declining in open interest. Let me have a little look at how many days I've got on here. Right, let me just get a few more days. But this here, that's the main point of control at the minute in BTC. It's all the way down here. We are trading above the value area high, and I've created a new point of control up above here. So you can do that with the, is it the fixed? Yep, right there. Let me just remove that 1 second. Delete that a second. Let me just load some more days. Oh, that is a year. I better not load any more days than that. Computer will start going mental. It's not really showing me what I want to see here on this. It's going to show me. Yeah. So if we have a little look at where we are at the minute, this is on the daily. The point of control on the daily is here. What you want to be doing is, with this most of the time, is you're taking longs at the bottom of this node here, which is the value area low. You don't really want to be taking anything when you're here. But at the value area high, where it tagged, see when we had that massive drop, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and it went all the way back to the value area high to test. Most people aren't going to have caught that, because it literally, I don't even know how long it took. I don't even think it took that long. Let me have a little look here. So this here, why it did that, the limits were here. Limits were here. Guaranteed limits were sat there. That's why it moved the way it did. And none of you were going to be able to catch that. That pushed 12% after it had dropped 6%. Overall, the drop was around 14%. You wouldn't have known to have that in there. Or even if you had a limit order sat in here, in this zone, because this is the zone you want it to be at, where's your stop going? Your stop's going under there. I can guarantee you, your stop's going under there. And where you taking it out? There. You got stopped out as soon as it tagged you in. You can't trade that. That's hard to trade. It didn't even give you a chance. And I can almost guarantee the amount of people that would have longed here. And where's your stop going there? Where's your target? 110. This is what I'm saying. Trading's one of them sort of games. So let me go back to this diversion. I keep getting pushed away. But like I say, a lot of absorption is occurring here. But me looking at the actual... Let me have a little look here. Let me have a look at the absorption, what's going on. So down here, we had 136 BTC, 91 BTC, 114, 88, 32, 104, 116. They're all limit orders sat down there, okay? Now let's go check the limit sells. Because if you look here, these are all buy orders right here. And this is why BTC is pushed up. So at that exact zone there, where we are, 176 sells. At the point of control, 170 sells. All this here is sells. Limit sells. 162, 87, 97, 138, 256 at 105. So I'm trying to find the zone which is there. Let me find this zone here. There. There's 50 BTC there. And at 102k there's 162 sell. 87 at 103. 104, 97, 138 at 104, 256 at 105. Look at all these limits sat waiting for 85. So we'll look at how many sat there. Look at this. 1,000 BTC sat waiting at 85. The exact zone where I've been pointing out forever. There is a 1,000 BTC sat at 85. Well, we'd say 2,000 sat at 85. Have we got any lower? Small amounts sat below. A 1,000 BTC, just short of at 78k. Any more? Not really. So these are now zones of interest. 78k. Write these down. Keep these in your head. And I will keep checking them daily because they could get pulled from the order book. 85 is 1,000, and at 84, 900 is another 1,000 BTC sat waiting. Now I'm going to go to the top. See, if you just look here, this is just chop shop. Good old chop shop. Or you can also do that in Atos to let you know that your open interest is changing over time. The most I've seen is buys sat down at around 88k. And he sells up here. 321 at 114. Nothing. At the minute, nothing. Up above us there. The most I can see is here. That zone there is very important. That zone there is very important. So if you're wanting to long BTC and you want to get a good trade, do what these big players have done. Because I know that's big players have put their money there. So like I say, price absorption at the minute. At some point, they're going to allow it to do this, to tag these orders. It's a liquid market. They want these orders tagging to make the market more liquid. That's as simple as it can get. Right, so back into here. Look, see that zone I've got marked out? 88k is my zone of interest. On here, the zone of interest is around 85k. So now what I'll do, this is why I love that sort of data. What I'll do now is, at 85k, I will now put a line where I want to long BTC. That's where I want to long it. And then I've got another zone here at 77k, which is already marked out, where I will buy some more. And I keep diverting. I just keep diverting from this. So this example, CVD outline with price indicating absorption. Okay. So we're going to do this example for you. So this is price, higher lows. Okay. Higher lows. CVD. What do you think that's going to be doing? Lower lows. So that's what you want to look at there with another divergence. And that's CVD. That's price. This is price. That's CVD. Great divergence. We then got another one, price, doing this. lower lows. CVD, you know what I'm going to say, higher highs. Creating, it's a horrible drawing that. Creating, you know, that's CVD, that's price. Creating higher highs. So these are the examples that you want to be looking at. Go back over and have a little look. You know, like I said, use the volume profile. Click all that off. So use the volume profile with certain areas of interest, like I do here. You've got the volume profile here, point of control there, where we are at the minute, value area low, and then if we go down a little bit further, if we do the initial move from here to here, let's have a little look at that. Point of control's up above there in that zone. So this is what you want to be looking at. But if we do come down into here, tag that zone, we probably do have another point of control here. When it wants to load. Maybe it don't want to load. Get emails. Here. You know, it's only just showing that point of control there. Which, you know, just using the bigger volume profile, we have a point of control here at 76, around here. And looking here at around 85, there's no point of control that I can see on the bigger picture. But I've got orders stacked. Like I told you, I'm stacking orders down here. So now we've gone through CVD, open interest and diversions. Let's have a look at dominance. So dominance. Pretty important levels I've got marked out on dominance. One here, I pointed it out in the group, 62 to 64-ish, 65 to 67-ish. And then I've got this area here, which I think before we have a rally, just going on past, you know, cycles at the minute, 70% is a real significant area for me. So 70% is going to be around this area here. Where we are at the minute is here, in this choppy zone. So when you've got all these idiots on, well, I won't call it, I'll just call them sausages. When you've got all these sausages on Twitter, yeah, and I can understand why they've said this, that, you know, we were breaking down, and I can understand it. But if you, in effect, go from the bottom of this to where we are at the minute, there's no real significant areas of interest. And yet it did look like it was breaking structure. But BTC dominance is completely different to the other sort of coins that you're going to trade. You've got to look at it slightly different. So can you see how we're like, now we got, you know, we're higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. That one. Higher high, higher low. You know, like I said to you, if that was a coin, I would have been long in here. I'd have these zones of interest and I'd be long in there. Same with USDT dominance at the minute. Structure wise, that or just another chop zone. But structure wise now, we've technically broken above that structure. Yeah, you can clearly see that. And now we're in this sort of structure again. Look at that structure there. And look at this structure here. Aren't they very similar? So what could that cause? If that structure there, here, analysing that structure there with this structure here, how similar are them structures? They're very similar. So looking at that structure, it's very similar to this structure and this structure. Looking at that structure there and that structure there, what could that cause? We've seen it here before. We've seen that structure before, haven't we? What could it cause? A massive move up, just like we had there. So we had that structure. It came down once like we have done now. We pushed up, possibly coming back down to the same area of interest around here. And then we had a move of nearly 36% in USDT dominance. So if I look at that and we come back down to this bottom end, say here, everybody's going to want them to be go long. And I can guarantee it. Instead of looking at structure, and if that moves 30-something%, where are we going? Back to this area of interest. And then we drop again after that. You're going to have a mini alt season there. Say we went up 30-odd%, and then we drop back down to 20-odd%. Look at that. It's a retest of this structure. Nobody's telling you this. They're all just like, oh, long this, long that. You know, you can't lose. Alt season's around the corner. Blah, blah, blah. Is alt season around the corner? I don't know. I can't really tell you that. But just looking at structure itself, and I'm looking at structure here. Up here was a reversal, but this looks very similar here to what would occur in here. And if you look here, look at this structure here. Up, up, down, down, up, consolidation, consolidation, up, consolidation, up. Just from structural point of view. So be aware. Just be aware of that. I'm going to have a little look at the dollar while I'm at it as well. I might as well. Seeing as I'm here. Actually, let's do total 3 first, and then we'll have a little scan of the dollar. So total 3 at the minute. So let's look at past structure of total 3. Okay. Right. So we've got past structure of total 3. So let's analyse structure. So we've had a push up from here, looks very similar. That push, very similar. A drop, and what did we lose in total 3? 60%. Excuse me. Oh, that ain't gonna be good. If it does that, it ain't gonna be good. So we get a drop of 60%. We get a push of 190%. I'm not saying history is going to repeat itself, but looking at it, it looks rather similar. And then that could come back up to around that zone there. So, are we in alt season? Probably not. But I can't really say. But if you're just looking at the structural movement of this and where we are at the minute, at the top, we dropped and came back up. We dropped and came back up. Dropped and came back up. Created a lower low. Sorry, a higher low there. A higher high. A higher low. Higher high, a higher low. And then we dropped. We've dropped. A wick there. That's what we did. One wick, back up, back down, slight push back up, Structure's looking very, very similar. That's all I'm going to say. Structure is looking very, very similar with some of these, you know, with total 3, USDT dominance and BTC dominance. Structure's looking rather similar. So I'm going to get out of here because it's probably a really long video. My apologies. But have a look at CVD, have a look at open interest. You know, don't forget I'm going to have links for CWP, Premium, Slim's Bots, James's Baccarat indicators, and I think at some point, I don't really want to spoil it, but I'm sure James was talking about potentially doing a YouTube channel. So that's something to look forward to. I will throw links into that. I'm going to buy me a coffee links. I'm also going to leave a referral link for a trading platform I'm on at the minute, Bluffing, non-KYC. So if you want non-KYC, you know, jump onto that. We've also got a few other people in the group that are doing copy trading. I'm going to have a word with them, see if they want me to plug them before I do so. And yeah, that's it from me, guys. And I will catch you in the next one. Happy trading.